runners. All right. So I'm happy with this whole Jadeveon Clowney signing, but we still need help in our secondary. I suggested we bring back. What is going on, Ravens flock? My name is Drastic, and I want to welcome you guys back to another video on our YouTube channel, Flock and Ravens. And on today's video, we're breaking news. We have to break this news. The Ravens are signing Jadeveon Clowney to a 1-year contract. Yes. Now, this has so many fans super hyped. Super hyped. Because there's been many fans for the longest asking the Ravens to bring in Jadeveon Clowney. Now, when it comes to the defense, you know, they always have an ear out, right? And the Ravens, for the past 3, 4, maybe 5 years, they've always tried to bring in Jadeveon Clowney, because every single time this guy hits the market, the Ravens are always in talks. They're negotiating. They're keeping tabs. You hear all these rumors that they're interested, right? But it just never happens. It never happens, right? And I think the main reason why it just never happens, money. Because Jadeveon Clowney is a player that he just feels like he's deserving of this much money, right? And the Ravens are just not seeing the same value in him, that he's not deserving of that, getting paid that much money, right? Based on what you see on film, he's not horrible. He's a very good player, but the type of money that he demands for the Ravens, it just doesn't make sense for the longest time. Now, when we heard about the Ravens interested in Jadeveon Clowney this year, I said it makes the most sense. If they're going to do it, it's going to be this year or never. Because this year, it just makes the most sense. For number one, Jadeveon Clowney doesn't have too much leverage in demanding how much he wants to get paid. He just doesn't, because he's near the end of his career. That's just pretty much what it is, right? Now, he's still a very good player. He still has a good amount left in him, right? And the second reason for this is because the position that we're in, we weren't able to bring back Calais Campbell, Justin Houston. These are veterans that help set the tone for our defense, right? So by not bringing these players back, we do need to bring back we need to bring in some sort of veteran that will help set the tone, right? And I think Jadeveon Clowney is a great player for that. Not only that, but given the fact that Tyus Bowser is, we don't know, when he's going to return. We don't know how he's going to look fully like healed. We just don't know, right? So after that, you have David Ojabo, who's a rookie pretty much. Second year, I understand, but he's coming off that injury. So this is the first year that we're going to see him play out, hopefully the whole year. So we just don't know. In the case that it's not what we thought it was, which I don't think, I think he's going to be a very explosive player. But we still have some insurance, and we could keep them in rotation, right? Jadeveon Clowney could be a player that could go in rotation. Then you also have Owe. With Owe, unfortunately, he has not proven himself on this team yet. He has not proven his spot, his value to this team as of yet. He hasn't. So this year is going to be really the year that Owe has to prove himself. So they did it this year, like I said they would. If they're going to ever do it, it's going to be this year. Jadeveon Clowney also agreed to the terms. I don't know how much he's getting paid. I haven't found a report saying that just yet. But so far, all we do know is that it's a 1-year contract, and, it got done. Now, for me personally, and I said this on the last video that I did on Jadeveon Clowney, I feel that he is one of the best players when it comes to stopping the run. When you have to stop the run, you want to put Jadeveon Clowney out on that field. But when it comes to rushing the passer, I feel like he's not going to be your best weapon out there, okay? Because he struggles. He struggles. You can look at different highlights, different tape, whatever you want. You're going to see the same thing. When you have to rush the passer, he struggles. And that's not his best traits, right? So for that reason, I feel like Jadeveon Clowney is going to definitely be a player that you want to keep in rotation. You want to keep him in rotation. Because when we have to rush the passer, you don't want to see him out there. You don't. You want to see David Ojabo do just what he came here to do. When you take a look at Jadeveon Clowney's entire NFL career and you have to pick a season where you just felt that he was the most explosive in, hands down, it was when he was playing with the Seahawks. When he was playing with the Seahawks, this guy would help set the tone each and every single game. Each and every single game. He, especially when it came to him playing edge, bro, this guy was a monster. He was a monster, all right? So my hope is that he could bring that same energy to Baltimore, because that's something that we're missing currently. We're missing players that could help set the tone, that could bring that energy, especially when it comes to defense. Because I feel like in the offense, we have that with like your OBJs, Zay Flower, Bateman, all of that, right? But we're missing that in our defense. So I feel that Jadeveon Clowney could be that guy that could help set the tone, put pressure into, well, when it comes to rushing your passer, not really, but. And we just need some help hyping up this defense, because John Harbaugh is great when it comes to hyping up the team, but it's very different when it comes from your player. When it's your player that's helping you hype up the team, the whole entire room, it hits different. It sets the tone.
No fighting. Oi! No fighting. No fighting. No fighting. No f***ing fighting! Good.
And we need a veteran player to come and help do just that, right? We need that, and I feel like Jadeveon Clowney could help do all of that. So we talked about some of the pros. Let's get into some of the cons, right? So as many of you guys know, Jadeveon Clowney, he had issues in the locker room last year, right? And him coming to Baltimore, you guys know that he cannot come with that same energy. He can't. Because when you have problems in the locker room with the players or with the coaches or whatever, you guys know how that plays out. Take a look at Marcus Peters. Take a look at Earl Thomas. Like, you can't do that. When you come to the Ravens, you cannot do that because they don't tolerate it. They don't. And him coming into the Ravens, I don't suspect that he will have any reasons to have issues in the locker room with players or coaching, because this year it just seems like we're gonna go in the right direction. Everybody is motivated, everybody's hungry, everybody's out for revenge. So I feel like as long as he's after the same goal as everybody, there's not gonna be any issues. Zero issues, right? So I just don't suspect that he's going to have issues. I understand he had it in other places, but look at the teams he was playing for. Look at their success, right? Look at the situations they were in and compare it to our situation. So our situation, it's a real team that has an actual chance to make the Super Bowl, make the playoffs, right? So as long as he keeps focus in on the goal, he knows like it's not worth it to start up issues. It's not, because you're gonna throw off the whole team, and I just don't feel that he's gonna allow himself to do that, right? So I want to get that out the way, because I know a lot of people are very concerned about that he's gonna cause issues in the locker room within the players and this and the third. I just don't feel that, knowing like where we are in this situation, we're in good pace to make the Super Bowl. So he's not going to risk it, all right? I don't want to keep repeating. So we're done with the locker room talk, right? Now, another issue that is something that I think we should take a look, we can't ignore it, is injury. Jadeveon Clowney is a high-risk player when it comes to injuries, because he's had multiple injuries. Anything from ankle, knee, elbow, head, whatever you could think of, he's had it, all right? He's had it. So bringing in a player like Jadeveon Clowney, you're literally taking a gamble, because you don't know what you're gonna get out of him. You don't know if you're gonna if he's gonna play out the whole entire season, if he's gonna play half, a third, a fourth, week one, and that's it. You just don't know what you're getting out of Jadeveon Clowney, right? But you gotta take a look at, is the risk worth it, right? is it worth it? And for me, I feel like to a certain extent it is, right? And I could also understand why some of you guys would say that it isn't, because you look at his tape and you want somebody that could not only help with the stopping the run, which he's very good at doing just that, right? But you want someone that could help stop the run, but also rush your passer, right? And he struggles with that a lot. Now, based on the coaching staff that we have currently employed, I feel like they could help improve. Now, he's not going to be the best at rushing the passer this season. I'm not trying to say that, but I feel like it could help improve a little bit of his game, right? I mean, we got Dr. Rush in our coaching staff, right? So I feel like, you know, we could help a little bit. He could improve, right? But you also got to take into account that you just want somebody right now because we're Super Bowl ready. We're a team that's ready to go to the Super Bowl now, right? So you want to bring in players that don't need to be helped, trained, or whatever. They're just ready to go now. I would have want that, but unfortunately, we got to work with what's available to us now, right? And that's what's available, and I feel like that's good. Now, I know some of you guys are going to say, well, why didn't the Ravens just go after Kyle Van Noy instead of Jadeveon Clowney, which is true. But I feel that the Ravens maybe saw something during the workout that they were like, yo, he's just not checking off enough boxes for us to say this is the clear answer, right? So maybe he just wasn't football ready, he wasn't in shape, or something was wrong, right? Where clearly they saw that Jadeveon Clowney is the better option. Because keep in mind, the Ravens know the whole issues with the locker. They know the issues with the pass rush. They know that he's constantly after the most amount of money, right? So it makes more sense for them to go after Kyle Van Noy. So for the fact that they didn't go after him and they went with Jadeveon Clowney, it says a lot. Maybe we dodged a bullet. Maybe. I'm not saying we're guaranteed that that's the case, because maybe they just simply like the other guy better. Whatever the case is, the Ravens went with Jadeveon Clowney rather than Kyle Van Noy. Now, we just got to work with what we have. But like I told you guys, this should not be the last resort. This should not be the last move that we make this offseason. We need more help in the cornerback position. We desperately need more help in the cornerback position.
Yeah, I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this.
Like I told you guys, Ronald Darby is a great signing for our secondary. But we cannot be okay with half of the field being tested game after game and the other half being protected because we got Ronald Darby there. No, we need more help in the cornerback position. We need more corners. It's simple as that. We need more corners, all right? So I'm happy with this whole Jadeveon Clowney signing, but we still need help in our secondary. I suggested we bring back Kyle Fuller. Now, I am well aware of what happened last year. We signed him, and as soon as he came, he got injured. Okay. But you guys cannot forget how excited the whole flock was when we brought in Kyle Fuller, because we knew what he was, what he is when he's healthy, right? Now, unfortunately, he got injured. Is it his fault he got injured? It happens, bro. That's part of the game. You can't guarantee you're going to be healthy every single season, and you can't guarantee that you're going to get injured every season either, right? So if we're bringing Jadeveon Clowney, a player that's high risk of injury, why would we not bring in Kyle Fuller with a player that's very good at that position? Like, it just makes no sense. Now, I'm not saying that Kyle Fuller is the only answer, but what I am saying is that we do need more help. So let's start looking into who else we could bring in to help this cornerback room. And let's just get this thing moving. Anyways, Flock Gang, that's it for me. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think of this signing. If you guys like it, love it, hate it. And let me know why. Let me know why, and at the end of your comment, make sure you leave hashtag Flock Gang, just to let us know you're still watching this video to the very end. And yeah, share this channel with a family or friend, or just anybody you know that's a fan of the Ravens that wants to get connected with the Flock. Yo, let them know what's the channel to come to if they want to get connected with us, all right? And with that, I'm going to see y'all on the next one.